Welcome to Sound Ceremony, the ancient art of sound healing in our modern day world.
We are on a journey to take our sound ceremony to the main stage.
In this podcast, we dive deep into sound healing, ceremony, raving, and the dance music industry.
Expect intimate conversations with artists who share their stories behind the intention and inspiration of their tracks.
I'm Eva.
I'm Lisa.
Hi, welcome to Sound Ceremony.
Hi,
Yay,
friends.
We're so excited to see you.
Yes, so happy to be here. I've been following you guys. I've been seeing you grow and it's been amazing, and I'm so happy and excited to be here.
Meli, it's such an honor to have you on our podcast.
Yes.
Yeah, we've known each other for quite some time now, and we've been following your journey as well, and it's a full circle moment to have you here, not only as a dear friend of ours, but an amazing artist, DJ, producer, and Meli's joining us from the jungle in Costa Rica. If you're watching the video, you can see all the lusciousness behind her and her glow at the front of the camera. So thank you for being here. This is a Sound Ceremony podcast, and we believe that life is a ceremony, and we treat this podcast itself like a ceremony. So we're going to start that off with intention, some grounding, and a meditation. So Meli, Eva, and our audience, I invite you to close your eyes and just take a moment to tap into the present moment through feeling your body. Place one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, and begin to feel the rhythm that's most alive within you. It could be the rhythm of your breath or the rhythm of your heart beating through your chest. Maybe it's the rhythm of sounds around you. I can hear the birds chirping on Meli's side. And just take a deep breath in through your nose. Slowly fill up your belly and your chest. And exhale out your mouth. Inhale, slowly fill up your belly like a balloon. Feel your lungs expand into your rib cage. And exhale, slowly let the breath go. Take a few rounds of breath on your own. And just follow the gentle rise and fall of your breath, as if you were watching waves in an ocean. And begin to slow down your breath a little more and more. Start to even out the pace of your inhales and exhales. So your breath becomes this beautiful, harmonious rhythm. A rhythm that's louder than the noise that may try to pull you out of this present moment. Allow your shoulders to soften down your back, your chest to lift, your heart to brighten. And feel this moment, how loud it's become. May we all open ourselves up to receive. And be open to channel wisdom, creativity, love, authenticity, joy. And from that place that we feel into, may we be of service, whether it's to ourselves or the collective. May we be of service in a way that delights our mind, body, and soul. And so it is. And take one more breath. And know that there's always one more breath to take in any given moment. Gently blink your eyes open and rest your hands on your lap. Welcome to the ceremony. Let it begin.
Let's
So we'll
go.
start off by asking, what does intention mean to you, Melly?
Wow, I'm so relaxed right now. Intention is like the purpose for anything that I do. It's that feeling that I get in my heart that I pour out. It's that energy that goes into everything that I do, whether it's just walking around or making music, playing a show, being with friends. It's that, that energy, that love.
Yeah, it's a way to direct energy. You're pausing before anything that you do and actively choosing to direct your energy in a certain way. And that pause doesn't have to be long and it doesn't have to be complicated. And then it allows you to tap into the present moment, no matter what it is, to be fully present where you are.
I love how you mentioned that it comes from a place of love, because that's so important. 'Cause intention can be like, we can have intentions that aren't aligned with love. They can be, I don't necessarily like to say good or bad, but they can have a lower vibration, and not with the best intent for the good of all. And when it's coming from a heartfelt space, from like deeply connected to the soul, deeply connected to love, I think that's where like the real magic comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even when like I am like meditating and setting intentions, it's like I breathe. It's like I pretend as if I had nostrils in my heart and I was breathing through my heart and then expressing whatever comes out of that. Hmm.
That's a beautiful,
Wow.
and I mean, like, wow, like, yeah, that's a beautiful way of thinking about it, or like visualizing it, right? Ah,
Yeah, and you feel it. Once you're like once I was told that pretend you have nostrils in your heart, there's no way back. Now every time I breathe through my heart.
That's so beautifully said, because I like, the heart, if you think about where it is in your body, you have like the front of your body and you have the back of your body. And a lot of times, like, if you like are around yourself a lot, that means you're kind of like trying to protect your heart from receiving, from breathing in life. Um, or if you have this really open all the time, but the back, that means you are kind of, did I say it the wrong way?
you give from your front.
You give, yeah,
You
yeah,
give, so you're give from your front and you're
receive
receive
from
from
your
the back.
back. So if you're really open here, you give a lot, but you might be really closed off in the back, and you don't let yourself receive. You don't let yourself take those deep breaths of life, but you give a lot. So I think it's really important to know how to even out your breath. Breathe
Yeah,
in
and
and breathe
and
out
it's
at the
like
same
a
pace.
torus field because what we're breathing out is coming back to us through our back. So
Yeah.
it's like a
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And that is literally the reason why people will hit burnout is because they don't receive. They're giving from a place that will have an end. And because they're not receiving to fill themselves back up, you will burn out or you will feel tired or empty. And that is only because you're not allowing yourself to feel the natural abundance of what is the cycle. The cycle is the in and the out, the in and the out and the in. So, yeah,
Constantly giving and receiving.
yeah.
Breathing is the
Yeah,
answer to everything.
yeah, it's spirit. It's like what it's the driving force for our life. It's literally the energy as we breathe in, like blood starts pumping through our veins. It's feeding the rhythm of our heart that beats and fuels to keep us alive. And I think we take for granted how important it is to feel into your body, and connect to that source within. And it's through presence, it's through making that pause to just feel for a minute, like, what is the most alive within me? And within that little pause, that's ceremony itself. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
it's so important. And from that place, we can start creating and, you know, giving what we're receiving from source. What led you, or I guess not all of us are led, but sometimes we're called. What started your journey as an artist?
Wow, it's been a while. It's been quite a journey. I think it also like since I was a kid, I was always into music. I started playing the violin, then I played the drums, and then when I was 11 years old, I saw this Fatboy Slim DVD playing at Brighton Beach, and I immediately knew that I wanted to do that. Like I wanted to be playing in front of thousands of people and sharing my energy and just, I would pretend that like in front of my computer that I was playing in front of a crowd. And at some point I was like I told my mom like I want a mural in my room of a DJ. So I went on Google and I couldn't find any girl DJs. So I just printed out a guide picture and then told her to like make it into a girl and to draw the shirt that I was wearing at that time, like a Volcom shirt. So when I was 11, I was already manifesting and visualizing, and like I was 11 years old.
Yeah,
Crazy.
it you were still tapped into your pure joy. And then look at it, like how amazing do you when you go home does that feel?
Yeah, so whenever I go visit my parents, and I usually go to the city when I have gigs because I live in the mountains. So
Yeah.
I'll literally play like a big gig, come home, lay in bed, and then I look at that and I'm like, whoa, I just came from like playing a show and it's exactly what she's doing, and it's just like mind blowing. Like it's so powerful, and it just shows that manifestation is real and that visualization is real and that just feeling whatever you're feeling in that moment is just it's real. So you can do whatever you want.
Literally
Yeah.
following your bliss. You're
Yeah.
doing whatever.
Yeah,
That's
so
incredible.
then yeah, after I was in student council. I was the one like emceeing the soccer games and playing music with my iPod, and I started like the school podcast, then we switched to video podcast. So I was always into that like kind of media kind of life. Then when I was 16, I went to Austria as an exchange student, and electronic music is pretty big over there. So I started like going out and being like, oh wow, I'm gonna do this. And then I moved to Chile for the last 2 years of high school. Then there's a bunch of festivals in Chile. I would go with my friends and I would tell all of them like I'm gonna be up there one day. Like I'm gonna be up there one day, I promise. Like, and I would do all the parties at my house, play music, like. And I actually went to a DJ school in Chile where I learned like the basics. I burned like the CDs in my computer and took them over there and learned how to play with the CDJs and all that stuff. And then my dad, of course, he was like, "You have to go to university. Like, you have to do something with your life, blah blah blah." And I was like, "Okay, I'll study graphic design." And I found this really cool university in the south of Spain, which was also very cool because I've been, traveling so much and I'm so used to moving around. So it's been very inspiring to be in different places and get to know different people and cultures. And then when I was in uni, I started throwing parties at the bars and just, kept playing, and I was doing flyers for clubs and stuff like that. I was just so into it. I knew that's what I wanted. Then I graduated. I moved to Costa Rica, and that's when I started throwing parties, organizing events, and kind of rebranding the scene a little bit because everything was like black and white techno, like a little kind of like boring. It was missing like a color. So I started doing the flyers, pink and yellow. And the first few parties that I did, I was only doing like the visuals. I wasn't really playing. And then because I was like scared of being judged or like what will people think, blah, blah, blah. And then one time I was doing the visuals and I was like, I gotta play because this party is not like, everything that I want. So I just started playing, and that's when everything just popped off, and I haven't stopped since. Yeah.
That's amazing. I to see the evolution of the journey, like, and to like when you look back, it is so cool to see like what brought you there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And
And then also like career wise, I started doing a lot of gig swaps and I was like, okay, trying to make it like internationally as well. I was attending music summits in Ibiza and Amsterdam and trying to learn from the big artists. And this was like a year into my career and I was like, okay, I need a manager. Like I'm gonna be famous now, like all this stuff. And then I sat down and listened to all these people, Joseph Capriati saying like, yeah, it took me 15 years to get here. And I was like, wow, I'm in year one. Like, and that's where I was like, okay, release the final like ending and just enjoy the journey and just like follow the instructions, create a community, make music, travel, all this stuff. And then that's what I've done for the past 10 years. So yeah, it's been a lot. It's been a journey. I was a resident at Vertigo for about 5 years, and then right before COVID, I had a pretty rough divorce. And then after that, I had about 2 years to heal, find myself. I thought I couldn't do anything. I thought, yeah, I had very low self-esteem. So once I got it back, I was like, I can do anything. Like, and I started my own record label called Plz Stand Vibe and slowly things kept, falling together into place. I found an amazing girlfriend. I'm in a super conscious, great relationship, and things have been really working out and I'm learning to pace myself and take things slower and yeah, it's been great.
through the death of something that being like your old relationship, your divorce, as much as that pain may hurt, as dark as it may be, like you brought light to it. And just like
Yeah.
hearing the way that you talk, seeing you on camera, like you always are radiating and glowing, and you chose to take that light and like face it and face the dark in yourself and like love it unconditionally. And from there you let go and then you birthed something else. You made space for you to step into your own power again.
Mhm.
And look at what you've done. It's so beautiful
Yeah.
to see. It has so much color to it, and all the color that you were putting on the flyers, you like felt this intuition in you, like this voice that was like, there's still something missing. Like
Hmm.
the real light is missing. Why does this party like not feel lit?
Yeah.
Because you were the missing piece. Like your light needed to be there in the center, and that's when you felt the glow pop off everywhere around, because you were the source of that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
cool.
And I think coming back to this like story as well, one of my favorite stories in my whole career is when I played at Electric Zoo Festival last year, because I randomly get an email saying like, "Hi, we'd like to see availability to play Electric Zoo. You have 24 hours to respond." And I was like, "Wait, is this real?"
weren't
Like,
you here with us when that happened? Were you visiting us, or was that right before you
was
were visiting us?
I?
I feel like you were here. I think you were in Denver and you stayed with
And
us and you got that email. We were
yes, 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 yes. Oh my God. Oh my God. Wow. The energy in that room then.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yes. Because that's when oh my gosh. Yeah, 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 yeah. Wow. Yeah, amazing. Yeah, so I was like, I thought it was spam at first, and then I was like, no, it's not spam. This is real. You deserve it. You deserve to be in. And then the flyer comes out, and my name is the same size as everybody else's, Carl Cox, Loco Dice, like all these. And I'm like, I deserve this. And also I was like, wait, are they sure? Like, I was, it was very overwhelming. And then, it was like a year before, so a year passed, and then I got to Izu, and I asked the guy, Charles, I was like, hey, how did you even find me? And he's like, well, I love your music, and especially this track called Love Yourself. That's my favorite track. And I was like, wow, because this track, Love Yourself, came from the deepest, darkest moment of like my depression and going through my divorce and all of that. And I would have never thought in my life that I would have been like something so amazing would have come from something so, hard.
The
And sorry, yeah. So I've been,
yeah,
I have been like, visualizing myself in the little golf cart being taken to the stage and having my green room with my name on the door and having snacks and drinks, and then when it happened, I was like, is this whole like cooler for me, or like, do I didn't even really have that many people to share with, like, like. It was amazing, and then I was in the golf cart. I was like, thank you, gracias, gracias, gracias. Just so grateful for everything, because it was like a full circle moment. Yeah.
the part life is always a cycle, and we forget that because we think the only death that we have is when we die. The thing is we're dying all the time, and sometimes the biggest and hardest ones are the first massive ones, right? They're the painful. And from that, we are like the phoenix and we're reborn. And that's what you did. You rebirthed yourself. And from this beautiful place of finding your love, creation is a place of love. Like you, to create is source, and source is love. And then you just shared it with the world. Your joy is infectious. So it is literally like you can see it when you are when you are with anyone. It was the first thing I recognized. Is I was like, your eyes are like childlike wonder, and you're never like bored with anything. And it's very easy to get jaded in the industry because like there's right, like it can be. I've been in it for a really long time, and I was inspired to see your joy and curiosity still very, very strong, because mine had died. Well, mine died when I went through divorce too, but like it also with the industry. So yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. And also going back to the industry, like, it's so hard to try and, like, I would be like, why is nobody calling me? Or why? And then I was like, no, because I have to do my own thing. That's why. I have to make my own parties and book myself and book other people and give them opportunities. So there's always, just do your thing. If you're not fitting into others, just do your own.
Yeah, that takes like a level of being courageous, and a level of like delusion. You're
Yeah.
slightly like good delusion, right? When you're in the forefront or you're creating anything that is like different, or like you're starting something, like you have to start collecting, and but you're like, you did that when you were 11, so you knew you
Yeah.
could.
What?
It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Wow. Yeah. And at this time, I had no idea about meditation or any of these things. So it was my inner child. It was my soul that was speaking. It was my spirit.
That's like that's a spiritual practice. Like right there when you were 11 years old, sitting in your room, like visualizing, that was, you were connecting to a bigger source. You're like, I'm gonna put this out there. This is what brings me the most joy right now. And when you are a child, that's when you are the most joyful. That's when your soul is the most pure. And that's when you can connect to source the most. And then we go through life and we get put into all these boxes, we experience all these things, and our soul slowly starts to get chipped away, and
Hmm.
it gets really hard to like connect with spirit, connect with our soul, connect with our like deep intention and purpose in this life. And you kept following your joy with no
Yeah.
attachment to the ending. You're like, I'm just going to
Hmm.
enjoy it, enjoy the journey. I'm even going to enjoy the darkness. And that light is always going to be there, and you've kept it. And that's why you glow the way that you glow. I
Yeah.
think that.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree.
I
Yeah.
think you believe it too.
Yeah. Yes. Of course. Yeah. Yes.
And music is also it's the language of the universe. So being when we I think when we actually fall in love with music and we follow music, we're following the sound of the universe. We're tapping, we it's still us like creating, but like that is a totally different, I think, journey, because it's like it's all around us all the time, and then we become this vessel to make it. So your joy is was allowing you to tap into it all the time. So
Yes. 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 And music is healing. Sound is healing. Whatever feeling it evokes in your body, whatever vibration it makes you feel, what it's yeah, it's healing, you know? It's
Yeah.
Feeling is healing.
feeling is healing.
Music is so powerful because it evokes emotion, and anytime I think about like music evoking emotion, I get taken back to a memory that is kind of tied to that feeling, and sometimes those memories can be not the greatest, but the healing comes through when you retell the story. You create a new memory around the feeling that's associated with the music, which I think is why raving is so healing. Is because like we are listening to music, it's evoking emotion, we're taking back to memories, but we're not really going there too deeply. It's not triggering us that much, but we're moving our bodies and we're like shaking it out. We're
Yes.
That's
moving that
why, because
Yes.
energy
you're moving
through,
energy
and
through.
that's why
Yeah.
it's healing. And then you're at a rave, you're experiencing all this joy, you're surrounded by like-minded people, you feel safe to express yourself, to dress up as like however you want, how to move however you want, and then you create a whole new memory around the feeling that was evoked from the music that you heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So powerful.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's like the magic of playing shows and why I play shows, because like I feel like I'm giving therapy to all these people that have been through so much, and they wait for the weekend to, come to the church and heal, like it. And then the frequencies end up aligning, slowly, and then towards the end of the show everyone is aligned and feeling amazing, and I'm feeling great, and everyone's, it's amazing. I love it.
It's a spiritual experience. Like that's
Yes.
what our ancestors did. No matter what part of the world you came from, like they would gather with each other, and they didn't have technology like we do now. They didn't have a lot of things to pull them out. So they used what they had to find some sort of connection with themselves. So they would dance. They would play the drums or play instruments or sing or chant, and that creates a vibration that gets spirit
Yes.
flowing through all of them, brings them together into one. And then from that energy they would pray. They pray for rain, they pray for their crops. Like
Wow.
now
Yes.
it comes to me like raving is my form of prayer, dance music is my form
Yes.
of prayer.
Yes.
Anytime I do my rhythmic metamorphosis journey every morning, I'm like cura cura sana sana in all the dimensions, like to the past, to my ancestors, to me abuela, mis nonos, mi nonas, everyone. And I know that like the transformation within me is rippling in all directions into the past, and it's definitely healing the generations that away.
I didn't even think about this until right now, but including the dancing and the singing and the chanting and the drums, a lot of times in the center would be fire, right? It would be around
Yes.
fire. And so we have lights now, but that fire served as a way to burn away. I didn't even think about how powerful that is. What if we had raves around big fires?
There's a
It's
beautiful
Jesus.
orange butterfly.
Well, that's what Burning Man does, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't
Burning
even
Man
think
does
about
that
that.
with the fire.
Yeah. Oh
So
yeah,
like
that's true.
at the yeah.
I make fires here all the time. I love fires. It's something about, yeah.
But every rave, what if like the center was like,
Yeah. Well, you can create your own fire. Like, I think it's like, it's all about intention. Whether the element of fire is like physically present in front of you,
yeah,
we are made of all
The
the
fire
elements. Like,
is in our hearts.
yeah, the fire's in our hearts. That's where the passion and desire comes from. The body is the earth. That's like what makes us feel protected, safe. Our flesh, our bones, like the physical earth. Our body is made up of 80% water, and all the energy that's moving through us is energy in motion, which is emotion that's creating the ripples in us. Our breath is spirit. That's air. We're inhaling, exhaling. That's connecting us to the outer world and our inner world. We've got the fire in our heart, but yeah, we can connect to those elements at any time. We can open up the portal of whatever that may be at any time. Like we truly are the source of that, and that's why I think like being human is like the most amazing thing, and that comes back to being alive. Like is such a gift.
Yeah. Yeah.
such a gift.
Amazing.
Speaking of
Grateful,
spirituality,
very
what does
grateful.
your spiritual practice look like every day?
Well, I feel like the past year I've gotten really into meditation. I read, well, heard the audiobooks of Joe Dispenza, and I was a bit hesitant at the beginning, but then I was like, I'm gonna give this a shot, and I started meditating. Nothing really was happening, but I kept trying, and then one time I'm meditating on the porch, and this huge blue like light just turns on, and I was like, I'm either getting abducted by aliens or like, God is connecting with me, and like obviously I am God, I was connected to the divine light, and that happened. I was like, okay, it is real. Like, I'm gonna keep meditating. And then, the next time I meditated, I did like try to do the pineal gland one where like you have to like squeeze your butt and like shoot it up your spine, and then I started seeing this purple, like, light going through my brain, like out of my head. And I was like, oh my God, it is real. And like, I haven't even shared this online because I'm still like understanding it, but and also like with psychedelics, I've had amazing experiences where I've been taken on spaceships by the Arcturians, and I've been to the Galactic Federation where I've met amazing beings. I've met the Greys, who literally look like aliens from the movies, and they were like speaking to me through their fingers, and I'm like, I'm sorry, like I can't hear you, like I can see you. But I've been in this room with healers coming, like very tall healing beings just coming up to me and bowing down and doing Reiki on me, and I'm just wearing like a blindfold, but my eyes inside are so open, and I'm just trying to keep my breath going. And it's amazing, I've met my ancestors and all. I've been to the Akashic records where I've seen civilizations go from scratch to a civilization in like 2 seconds, like super fast motion. So yeah, I've really been just you know so amazed by this ability that we have that has been hidden to us. Yeah.
And I think you're like, what's coming to me is that you have um pretty like direct connection to it because you've kept this curiosity and childlike wonder in you for a really long time. Like you said, like your eyes lit up, but you have the mask on because you're like willing to, like, you're like, I'm not going to judge this. I'm not going to say no. I'm going to be curious. I'm going to be open to
Right.
whatever is here, and I'm going to take whatever I need with me back to Earth and integrate.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's the
So yeah,
most important thing.
meditation has been great. My girlfriend is a yoga instructor, so I have the honor and pleasure to just do yoga every day, and we're very intentional. We journal a lot. We set intentions, and that's where I it's most important for me to set the intention of like I want to like make music. I want to make good intentional music. I want to play shows from my heart. That's the moment where it's the most important for me to then go and make music, and yeah.
Yeah. What is your creative process like?
I think sometimes it's hard for me to get the inspiration, but when I do, like it's usually after I toured for like a few months and I've been traveling everywhere, and I have the ideas, so I grab my phone and I record voice notes of the ideas, or I write down stuff, or and then I come home and I'm straight away just channeling and just producing, and not even, just literally channeling. I have no idea what I'm doing, but my subconscious does, and of course the intention is there, and it all just happens so quickly, and then it's done. So it's truly amazing. And then when I hear that whatever I make, I'm like, wow, like that's where that came from, and it's amazing.
Open up ourselves up to find flow. Well, inspiration, right, is all around us. And when you are touring, you're being inspired constantly by new places, new people, new ideas. So you have these little tiny bombs of sparks or like explosions that you have a perfect way of like capturing it. That is amazing. I need to start doing that.
Yeah,
A lot of times
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
Lisa, wite this idea down. But then she,
True. That's the
that's
dynamic.
accurate. Because when I channel, I feel like I'm talking and I'm like literally like speaking like the ideas out loud, and so I don't have a place to put it. Anyways, and then you go home and you're filled up. You fill yourself up, and then you pour it out. So
I think it all comes back to, tapping into that being present, and like our breath is literally the
Yeah,
the thing that connects us to our body, to presence. The inhale, like the
yeah,
inspire comes from the Latin root word of inspire, which is also like breathe in, which is receiving.
speedy.
So as long as you open yourself up to receive by making the space for it and pausing, you become open to channel. And so you start receiving,
Yeah,
and then you're being filled up. And then now it's not yours to hold. And then you give it and
yeah,
you release it to the collective.
yeah,
yeah. And like even before playing a show, like whether it's 10 people or like 5,000, like I always get so like so much adrenaline. Before I used to call it anxiety, but now I call it adrenaline and like excitement. And I would like, when you like kind of like dry puke because you're so anxious. And, like, so breathing has been so important to me. So I can't really be on the dance floor before my show. Like I do like to hear the DJ before me, but at least 15 minutes before I have to go outside and breathe and just be alone and be with myself because it's so much energy that I'm receiving that then I'm going to channel and share with everybody else. So yes, breathing is so important.
Your your anxiety can transform into excitement
fear or
or
anxiety.
euphoria just as easily as an inhale transforms into an exhale. Like I have days where I wake up with anxiety and I'm like, it
It's just
feels
energy
like
without the breath.
energy. It's energy that's just like stuck in you that you need to
Yeah.
like breathe in and out to like get out of you. And then I get into my rhythmic metamorphosis journey and I start moving and slowing down my breath, and I'm encapsulated by beautiful harmonious healing sound, techno, melodic house, tech
Yes.
house, and then I'm like, I feel so excited. I feel like I'm at a rave. It's all like how we are labeling the feelings in us. We can
Right.
switch that
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
easily. We truly are the source of transformation.
And
Transmute. Yes.
and speaking of music and using rhythmic metamorphosis, we love your song that you shared.
Yes.
Antidote.
Antídoto.
Yeah.
Antídoto.
Antídoto.
Antidoto.
Antídoto.
Good job.
Better get
Yes.
good.
This song is the perfect example of transformation because it I actually made it's a rework of a track that I made about 7 years ago when I was just starting out as a producer. Oh, the sun came out.
Ah,
um
thank you.
yeah, so I made this track about 7 years ago. I was just starting out, but antídoto means antidote. And for me, music has always been the cure to anything. I since I was a kid, I was always listening to music. Since I was traveling so much, I felt like I was in a movie and in the airplane, looking out the window and listening to music. Like, well, all of our lives is a movie, and we are all the main characters. But anyways, going back to the track, antídoto means antidote, and yes, it's so it's very special to me now because I decided to do a rework and just like really just put in everything that I have learned these past years into this new track, and just that feeling that I wanted to transmit to everybody else, is that feeling of like everything's okay. Just listen to music, just feel yourself, just breathe and dance and enjoy and smile. Like this song makes me smile. Even the word antídoto, it makes you smile. Like antídoto, like
It does.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It is a very powerful song. Has so many drums in it, which really grounds you. And then there is so much joyous energy in it that you can't help but smile when you're dancing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can feel the energy, and it's like that's the song that like really like drove you forward to keep following your joy. So you created from that place. You can feel it in your music, and that's why it brings other people joy. I mean, it definitely brought me joy, and like when it has like that, like there's like this transformation in the middle of the song where it kind of catches you off guard, but it makes you make this sound of like, oh,
Yeah,
woo!
yeah, yeah,
And then all of a sudden you're jerking your body around and it's moving you in ways that you didn't think you could move.
Which is the only appropriate sound on the dance floor. Only
Yes, yes, yes.
conversation you should be having on the dance floor is the one where you need to make noise to the music you're dancing to.
Yeah.
Yes.
Minimal oops. A couple of those, but not the whole entire song.
No
hear the
fan
song.
clacking, please.
No fan clapping, please.
I'm gonna still have to disagree with you. You said woo woo and my body got stiff.
No, I said not.
Oh, good, no, because I was like, I'm gonna find that person. Let's start it.
What's your favorite rave story? One from the dance floor and one from playing a show.
Oh my gosh. Well, I think just being able to have played in so many different places in the world, like I think one comes up where I played in this beautiful beach in Croatia, like in 2019, and I was just kind of starting out, but nobody knew who I was. I was opening up for Tommy DeClerc, and I played my show, and I've never met Croatians before, and they're very cool, and they're very different. I was never really exposed to them before, and just be able to meet such different cool people and have them enjoy my music so much. And then we went to like an after party and at another beach, and it was such a cool experience, like just one of the many places, and Hungary as well is really cool. And then I played in Portugal, and like it's been, yeah, it's been really cool to be able to play shows in different places. And yeah, and like a dance floor story, I guess, could be at BPM Festival, because I was Costa Rican and BPM Festival came to Costa Rica, so I got to play there, but I also got to enjoy and like hold my flag on the dance floor, and I was so proud to be Costa Rican. And then all these people were there, and yeah, it's just so much love and good vibes everywhere. So yeah.
Your neighbor next to you may not speak the same language as you or understand you verbally, but you vibe together because of music. Like music really is a universal language that helps everyone
Yes.
relate to one
Yes.
another, and it's what brings everyone together. It's so beautiful, and that's why I think music is spiritual, because just like breath is spirit weaving itself through every being as you inhale and exhale, music, as you listen, you feel something, and then you're able to like relate to it in some way, and the
Yeah.
person next to you is also relating to it in some way, and then you start vibrating to a certain vibration that, or to a certain frequency that is aligned, and you're both buzzing, you're moving to the same rhythm, and all of a sudden you feel really connected to the person next to you. You're like, you know what, we're
Yeah.
done because of
And
this.
yeah, it's infectious, I'm always smiling. I can't help but not smile when I'm playing. So then everybody else is my mirror, and everybody's smiling, and they don't even know why. And then it's just great.
It is. It is
Yeah.
really, it's beautiful. And it raises your vibration too, because a lot of the noise that is all the noise that we have stuck in our body, and just even the noise of the world is that's lower vibrations. And so when we get on the dance floor and the sound is louder than the noise, louder than our thoughts in our head, louder, and we get to move the stuff out of our body, we raise our vibration together in a group setting, which is so powerful.
Yes.
So powerful. That's why
Yes,
it's
yes,
healing.
yes.
Yeah.
I think that's why
Love heals.
I would love heals too. Love is the medicine. I think that's why I was drawn to raves from the start is because it was louder than the noise in my life and in my head. And from a very young age, I always was surrounded by music. Like there was a lot of noise in my life and in my house,
Hmm. Hmm.
but there was always music. And so I'm like, oh, I'm more pulled to the music, whether it's
Hmm.
like
Hmm.
MTV or it's the salsa or the merengue that my mom's playing or the trance
Yes.
that my dad's playing. Like at 4 years old, I'm sitting there moving. And so, like, as soon as I put that together, I would always fall asleep to music. I'd always be writing to music. I'd be laying in bed depressed. I'd have music on because it helped me
Yes.
relate to what I was feeling. I didn't know it at the time. And as soon as I went to my first show, I was like, oh my
Oh,
gosh, this is amazing. This is so loud. I'm right on the rail. Like I feel the bass moving my body. I'm like, I want to keep coming back. I want to keep coming back. But it's not like ideal to always go to a music festival or a rave. Like that's a privilege. And so like
Well, we realized with
Metamorphosis,
COVID, yeah.
Rhythmic Metamorphosis was born to like be able to bring the rave home with you. So like in those moments where things are really noisy and you can't go to a music festival, and we lived through that in COVID. Like you can listen to music and move your body in a way that makes you
yes.
feel like you're at a rave. It's so
I'm
cool.
I'm a huge fan of the Rhythmic Metamorphosis playlist on Spotify. Like they are so good. There's one for whatever. Like if I'm feeling any way, I'm like, okay, oh, okay, perfect. Like, I respect that so much. Good job on choosing the music because it's so good. All of them.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And we are gonna put that song Antidote on our next playlist
Antídoto.
for Antídoto
Yes.
on the next playlist to start your morning in a way that makes you want to jerk your body around and play the drums because that's how I
Yes.
felt.
It'll
And
it'll be
to
out November
fuel joy.
24th.
Cool. We'll jot it down and we'll add it to the playlist and like yeah, and we guide the journeys too. Like if you join our portal, we have the playlist and we guide you through the whole experience and hold space for you for whatever
So
you're
what's the
feeling.
portal? Is it like an app or
It's on our website. So it's a
okay, it's like okay.
member-based portal and we
Okay,
have
okay, 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 cool.
everything from like 15-minute journeys to 30-minute journeys, only breathwork practices that
Sweet.
are like 8 to 10 minutes, but you basically just choose what you're feeling and you do the practice that's associated with it and you transform.
Yeah.
And this lasts
Amazing.
is 15 minutes, so yeah,
It
you
could be,
have
it
to
could be,
try it
yeah,
out.
done in one song. I can't wait for us to do literally take that song and turn it into instant
Hell yes,
transformation.
please do. Yes. Amazing.
Yes. Woo!
It's a beautiful
Yay.
creation. Would you say that the emotion came first when you were like before creating the track or after?
Definitely first. Definitely felt I definitely had the intention that I wanted to transmit through that track. So I felt so happy and excited and cured by music. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna make this that will do that. So yeah, the motion came first in that example.
Yeah. You can feel it. And it does do that. It's amazing. You've
Yeah.
made it with intention.
So for anyone that has a hard time tapping into joy, like listening to that song is going to help connect them to their own joy because that's the emotion it evokes.
It does.
Yeah.
Joy because it came from your own joy.
Yeah.
And now that's like that is the beauty of creating from a place of love and joy is that that's how it's going to be received from your audience because it's so pure. It's connected to the inner child. It's connected to the soul that was super alive in that moment and we need more of that. We need more authentic creation that is sourced from your own love and joy.
Yeah.
That's what's keeping us alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's like also the perfect example of like never give up, like it's been such a long journey for me. It's been like 10 years and I never ever ever gave up. I just knew that this is what I was gonna do. Like, of course, there were very very hard times where I was like, should I just become like a tour guide or like, like all these cool other things that I wanted to do. But I was like, no, like it's okay. Like take a break, or nothing's gonna happen if I take a 2 month break, or if I need some time for myself. Actually, that will be the best thing that will happen, because then when I come back like a phoenix, like better things will
Yeah.
come. So, yeah.
I love the I love that you were able to take something that you made in the beginning and rework it so that you have this like you have the ability to see feel before and the feel the after. There's not many things that can do that, right? Like we go through, I often want, I have no idea if this exists or whatever it is. I have this idea of like sense, right? Like when you're about to make maybe a bad choice or something, can you smell what it's going to feel like when you do it? Like something like that, that you can capture a moment in time. And I know that there's a memories do that, but like a sonic way, you sonically captured a moment in time that you can actually go back and see the before and after. That's amazing.
Well, that's
Yeah,
your
yeah.
intuition.
Yeah.
Huh.
I think it comes back to how
Yeah.
strongly connected you are to your body
Hmm.
and your intuition, because your body does keep the score,
Yeah.
and it has this like little notebook inside that keeps tallies on all the experiences in your life. So when you have moments in your life where your body is literally saying no, that's
Yeah.
the biggest invitation to pause, reflect, feel what's alive, and then ask yourself, like, is this a trigger? Is this a wound that I need to heal right now? Or is this fear? Like, is this pulling me away from something that can actually bring life into, or more life into my life if I breathe into it? Or is this from an experience that actually has happened before and this is my body telling me, like, don't go there? So it all comes back to like
Yeah.
working through your body energetically,
Yeah.
clearing the blockages and getting really clear with what is like primal instinct to protect you, what is like intuitive. There's so many differences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we learn on the way, and the every little thing that happens for a reason, and as we get older, we understand why certain things happened, and it's awesome. It's really cool to like see everything.
Yeah.
It comes back to intention, what you believe, like what you plant, the seeds that you plant are what grow in your life. It's reflected back to you in your reality. So if you constantly believe that you make bad choices in your life, like those choices are going to be bad. But if you believe that every choice is in your favor and the universe truly has your back, like the universe is going to have your back, and the universe rewards those who are grateful, because gratitude
Yes,
is very
yes,
aligned with love and joy. And like being grateful is like your way of like giving love to the universe, and the universe is loving you back and rewarding you, and then you're receiving. So that moment at Electric Zoo when you were like, gracias, 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 thank you
yeah,
to everything, like the universe kept giving you more and more and more
yeah,
because that
yeah.
was your way of loving it. Yeah.
Yeah, and it hasn't stopped. Like my life has, always just so grateful. I can't believe what is happening, and I'm just like gracias, like that is, and it keeps, the cosmic bank keeps, throwing abundance at me, and like I completely let go of control. The universe can take me wherever it wants to, and I'm fine with it. I have no worries. Like, let's go.
Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah.
That's the energy. That's the energy for sure. Oh, Melly, it's been such a pleasure connecting with you and sharing your story with our audience. I would just want to ask you if there's a nugget of wisdom that you can share with someone who maybe is trying to connect with their artist self and be an artist, what would it be?
I think don't be so hard on yourself. Like, try to not look outwards at like other people. Try to look inwards and heal whatever you have to heal, feel whatever you have to feel, and then your creativity will be unblocked. It'll be a tough journey, but it'll be worth it. And it's a constant, like up and down. That's life. we're up here and then we're down here, but then we're up here again, and that's how it is. And you learn to live with situations and circumstances as you grow wiser. So yeah, just don't be hard on yourself. Be nice to yourself. Hug yourself. Or just be there for yourself. Yeah.
You are your own source.
You are your own source. And I'm really glad that you mentioned it's going to be hard. Because I think now that we have social media, as amazing as it is, it can also be like not our best friend. And we see a lot on social media, like all this love and light and like this like easy thing. Or it also makes
Yeah.
things seem like not possible. But you sharing that like you went through a lot of darkness and pain and still have this joy beating through you at every
Yeah.
moment, like shows that in any given moment, dark or light, your light is always there and you are the source and you can do anything.
Yeah. And things will always get better. That's it. Just trust.
Trust in the divine. It's flowing through each
Yes.
and every one of us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Aw, love you so much.
Love
Thank
you
you for
too,
having
Meli.
me.
You're welcome. Will you share where our audience can find you?
Yes, I am on TikTok and Instagram as Meli Rodriguez DJ and Spotify as Meli Rodriguez, Meli Rodriguez, and
Perfect.
SoundCloud, Meli Rodriguez DJ. Yeah, you can hit me up on Instagram. Let's talk, whatever. Willing, to connect, and so grateful for Rhythmic Metamorphosis, and can't wait to see what's next.
Amazing. We'll be sure to link everything in the show notes. And I know you have a record label too called Plz Stand Vibe. Plz Stand Vibe. I have this sticker
Yes, yes,
on
yes,
here.
yes.
So I'll link that
Yes, representing.
too. Of course.
Thank
Oh, well,
you.
thank you, Meli.
Thank you, thank
Love
you.
so much. And thank you to our audience for
Bye.
being here.
Bye.
Bye.